preserve that family unit.
Exactly, because at the end of it, because preserving the family unit is what's going to lead to a better society. Because I don't know if I said this earlier in the beginning as to one of the reasons as to why we're speaking about this.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we want to have a functional society, right? So like, if going corporate goes against motherhood and stuff like that, then you might want to readjust your career path. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Right. I think that's when it comes to a necessity now. It's because there's enough money to create.
So then, why is it that women still want to go out of their way to work, even if a man makes, let's say, $300-400K?
I think that's a good question. It's an important question, and I'll say this: we live in the 21st century. Nowadays, women are more educated now than they were before.
Okay.
We spent 4, 6, 15 years in school collecting loans, right? Just going through the educational system, spending money, obviously. A lot of sisters, when they graduate, have student loans, right? So how are you gonna tell somebody, like, it's, you know what I mean? It's really hard to tell somebody, yo, like, after 15 years of education, and after racking up 20K, 30K, 40K student debt, like, you should not work, or like it shouldn't be your place. Exactly. So obviously, it's only logical that a sister would want to work. Yeah, which I perfectly understand. You spent that many years of school, right? You've spent that many years of school. I understand that point of view. Because I definitely understand that point of view.
It's not even about the money that they don't rack up. The time. I spent 6, 7, 8 years in school. Now you're telling me that I can't work. I can't do like I spent. That's time that I spent, right? Like, how dare you not tell me that I can't work? So I get that, right? Yeah. So now the other question that I want to ask is: should women put all their priority and focus on education and work? Right? Work should, like. Because yes, I get it. Like, if you spend 7, 8, 9, 10 years of school, but obviously you want to see the fruits of your labor, right? But like, is it like, is it a necessity for women to work right now? Yes, for sure, because of the situation. Right. But is it ideal? Is this the ideal situation, right? Is it the ideal situation, right? Because like, should women put all their focus on education and work? Like, is that something that they should put their focus on?
No, listen. If you ask me from a fitra perspective, right? Women have this inner fitra to be nurturing and obviously to have kids and to take care of the family and more. And the guy's nature is just to bust his ass and go in the field and put in 40 hours, 80 hours overtime. You feel me? So it's in a woman's nature to want to be with her kids and be more of a nurturing, right? So I would say that's where lies her in my eyes. That's where lies her success.
Yeah. No.
It's not in her professional career. Guys don't look at that.
Yeah.
Right. Guys don't look at that. Whereas obviously sisters will look at a man's financial capabilities, how stable he is, and all these, and all these different points. Whereas we don't look at that. Yeah. We couldn't care less if you worked at McDonald's. You feel me?
Yeah, and that's a fact.
That's a fact.
And that's a fact, right? Because so this is bringing me to my next one. Because for me, I feel like men and women have different roles and different priorities that they need to focus on, right? So for me, this is what. And again, we're talking from an Islamic perspective. We're talking from a Muslim perspective, right? So for me, a Muslim's priorities is one, Allah and the Deen, obviously. So that goes hand in hand. So that's priority number one. That's everybody, whether you're a man or woman following the Islamic religion. Yeah. Your first priority is Allah and the Deen. The second priority is work, putting in work, right? Working in the workforce, putting in 40, 60, 70, whatever amount of hours. Yeah. And then the last priority is providing for your kids, providing for your wife and your kids. Yeah, that's the formula for men. In my opinion, that's the formula. Men, you focus on Allah and your Deen, you work, you provide for your wife and kids, right? For women, right? And this is in a marital, setting, right? So for women, her number one priority, obviously, Allah and Deen. Her second priority would be that of motherhood, right? Motherhood, catering to her husband, holding on the fort in the crib, and everything else outside of that, right? So, for example, getting a master's, education, going to school, work, any type of work that she wants to do. That comes after that, right? So like she can do that. I'm not saying that she can't go to school. I'm not saying that she can't work, right?
Yeah.
But so long as it doesn't conflict with the initial two priority, which is Islam and that of you know what I'm saying. So for example, if you know what I'm saying, because the reason why I say this is because there's nothing more important than the family dynamic, the family unit. There's nothing more important. I don't care what anybody says. Nothing's gonna be more important than that, right? Whether your job, your career, your status, your fame, none of that is more important than that. So it has to be conducive to the family unit because
100%.
The family unit is what's going to
the bottom line is the family unit.
Exactly.
That's what like this whole discussions and all these discussions that will arise, that have arisen, that are being spoken about. The end goal really is just to preserve that family unit.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
It's not, you know what I mean. It's not to dig about somebody or like tackle certainly. It's really just to preserve that family unit.
Exactly, because at the end of it, because preserving the family unit is what's going to lead to a better society. Because I don't know if I said this earlier in the beginning as to one of the reasons as to why we're speaking about this.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we want to have a functional society, right? So like, if going corporate goes against motherhood and stuff like that, then you might want to readjust your career path. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Because at the end of the day, right, like I personally, again, like I keep saying it, like I'm more of a traditional.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
100%.
I don't want somebody else to raise my kids, right? I don't want daycare. You know what I'm saying?
I honestly don't think anybody else wants. I don't think any human being is comfortable with the idea of having someone else other than them raise their own kids, right? I think inherently everybody wants, then obviously there's different situations and what's